Yeah, so I'm recording this for myself and to also share if anyone else is interested in learning how to wave sail. I'm kind of a blaster, pretty decent at carve jibing. I can't really tack, shortboard tack, but anyways. This is a bit of my trip to Mauritius, and here I'm going out just blasting along on probably a thruster and 92-liter grip TE waveboard is what I mostly rode, and can see the white water just getting through that. Starting to get comfortable going through white water. The wind was a bit finicky some days as you went further out away from the beach, the wind would slowly die off, or maybe it was just climbing the water. Like here, I'm definitely slowing down, and yeah, I think I'm around Chameau. With the break called Chameau, and here I didn't have enough wind to get even over it really, and my legs look pretty yummy for anything that's interested in a carnivorous diet. Anyways, I turned around here thinking I'll head back, and there was some bigger sets rolling through, and I looked at where they were breaking and if I might just be, drifting down into there if I'm having any trouble getting going. So I decided I would turn around and head back out further just to avoid any breaking zone. Yeah, had some great weather while we were there, and yeah, highly recommend Mauritius. Beautiful location, some great waves, and I was a little bit later in the season. I think July and August is best for wind, but I was there in mid-September to early October, and I think if I went, I would try and go in the stronger wind period of July and August. Just another shot, another day. Just doing winds were a bit light near the beach on this day, and so it took a bit to get going. Yeah, it's good to see a lot of windsurfers out, actually. There's still lots of windsurfers, a lot of kiters, more kiters than windsurfers, but still lots of windsurfers heading out again through some white water, little jumps and stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to find the best route through, and the wind died off a bit right there, and I ended up not having enough power to get through the white water. And I was fiddling around here for a while, actually, trying to get going again. Wind was a bit light, and then every 10 to 12 seconds you get another white water ripping by. So it took a lot of energy to get going there, and I was a bit sick actually through this whole period. I think I even might have had COVID. Who knows? I didn't test myself, but anyways, I was very happy to get going at this point in time, and I was pretty tired. Got a little lift here from a wave, and started to rip, and I was intending just to go to the beach to rest because I was pretty tired, and I don't know why, but I just crashed here. I can't explain even what happened. And I was so tired, I just didn't even manage to hold on to the mast, and the board just got ripped from my hands, pushed away from me. And at that point in time, I was like, oh God, what am I going to do now? And anyways, this is like the second time in my windsurfing life I had to get rescued, this time by boat, but the first time was another windsurfer who helped me out, dragged me to the beach. But here, a windsurfer did help me out for a while there, and now a boat came out and got me and got my gear, and then pulled me a bit out of the braking zone, and then I managed to sail back to the beach. So that was a big learning experience. I guess part of cutting your teeth is dealing with this kind of situation. And the important thing is just to relax. And what I did was I actually bought an impact vest after this so that I'd have a little bit more flotation. And also, you know, I'm thinking, geez, you know, if I hit myself or something, probably not a good idea. So I also bought a helmet for riding when I was riding in the waves. And here's another shot of me blasting along. Yeah, one thing I enjoyed actually was blasting out and then doing a carve jibe and then getting a lift on the wave in the middle of your carve jive and coming around and getting pushed onto the plane again. That's so fun. And I didn't get a good video of that, but I was doing that a fair bit. So here I am going on again. Again, I think this is Chameau. It can get quite shallow there, which is, they really, Ion Club, which is who's renting me the gear, they don't like their guests going out to Chameau. So I kind of stayed on the outskirts. And yeah, here again, I kind of lost steam. And kind of now slogging along. Another track going out. Again, this is Chameau, on the edge of Chameau. And more white water. I think a little side offshore here, and I got a lot of mass foot pressure there and just rolled me over. Here's me catching a little wave. I'm not able to get fully into the foot straps, but it's a start. It's a start. This is me blasting it. This is on a 105 liter freestyle waveboard, and boy, it felt like a barge. Actually, it's like you really notice the difference from the 92 liter that I was typically on to this another thruster. And yeah, maybe I should have gone a little smaller on today, or I should have had a bigger sail. I kind of undersailed myself a lot, and there's only a couple of days where I had really good power, and only in a certain zone. But I was typically on a 5.3, 5053, and I probably should have gone to a 5.8. Here I am with my no, not yet. This is me blasting around and waiting to catch something caught in between the sets, and these two guys were either side of me, and you know, here I don't even think I didn't even get into the foot straps. It was such a short bit of power that I didn't even get into it. Yeah, this is I hired a wave instructor to come out with me, and this is Ollie, and he's a great guy, really good sailor, really good sailor. And yeah, mostly people are tacking, and which I can't really do on a short board. Something I'm learning, and I've done a couple, but I really need to practice that a lot. And tacking is really probably the easiest way to turn. Takes the least amount of energy, especially if you're slogging and you're trying to do a jibing around. You're basically going to get a bit wet most likely, or you're just balancing. It's a real struggle. So being able to tack in these conditions is really favorable to keeping your energy, and something that you really have to learn, and that I have to learn. And you can see, so I finally I got on a small wave, but this was a poor selection, and yeah, I'm not pumping hard enough to get onto a wave even. I'm just sort of relatively, I'm doing a little pump there, but relatively inactive. I'm an older guy, but relatively inactive, and I finally get on something, but again, I get my front foot strap in, but I didn't get my rear. I kind of outrun the wave, and then I keep going, and really I probably should have turned around at this point in time, because I'm not going to get anything better as I go back to heading back to the beach. So my instructor, you'll see come up behind me, that's my instructor coming in, and yeah, it was good to have him around, and difficult to communicate on the water, but it was good to have him, and he gave me some tips that I think I will be able to better utilize next time I go. So here I go again. I got a better wave selection here, but I spend too much time right here at the top. I should have pumped myself down further, like Ollie, my instructor's down there, and then I get accelerated. Here's another shot of the same wave, and I get accelerated and into a basically crash, just kind of nosedive the board and don't do anything. I just goes pile drive myself right in. Kind of sad. Sad. Here's another view of the same thing. One of the things I noticed too is like that guy there that's just ahead of me, is how you fall in the water. And as you get better at it, I think you and the way you're sailing, you're falling in a preferential position for getting back up on a water start. And like I'm in the worst position here for a water start with my board upside down, and I just get washed here. But this time I have my strength. I'm holding onto the board, onto the boom and the mast, and I'm not going to let that go. And I think that's Ollie on the left coming up to me. It was good to have him there. I was getting better at being in the wash, but he basically hung around with me and entered the water and stayed with me as I finally made my way back. So yeah, and this is Ollie showing me how to pump onto the wave. And that's all. That's all for now. Thanks for listening, and for my future self, when I look at this, I'll definitely, hopefully see improvement.